Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since we've made a video. I'm Mitch with MacNac. TD. We've been pretty busy. We've got some updates on some of the current projects that we are currently working on, and we'll go over those with you guys today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, a couple things we want to talk about. To catch up, I think first was Hawaii, and process. We were kind of talking about catching everyone up on the process of what we're doing in Hawaii, and then the design, because we figure probably the design we'll get into quite a bit more in each video. But the process is interesting. So we have been building in Hawaii, and COVID hit.
What's that?
Right after,
What's that?
Right after we had, we had just bought tickets to go out and start to clear cut and start to do some of the prep work for survey, and shut everything down. So now we are coming back out of it. Even though it's been 2 years since the survey, the surveyors are kindly
letting us know that it's been 2 years. Yeah.
So. I think everyone was shocked it had been so long since we started, and it was also COVID. But anyway, so the process is we're back to the drawing table. We're back to getting surveys. We did have a old Hawaiian royalties land. The land that we owned was apparently gifted by the Hawaiian royals at the time. I'm not saying that as if they weren't Hawaiian royals. I am Hawaiian. So I'm saying, I don't know. This is the quote. But it was gifted to somebody, and that introduced a lot line. And so we thought we might have to remove it. It looks like we might not. So we're going through the process now of finishing our design and then submitting for approval. And we're pretty excited about the building.
Yeah, so we've got a new designer on board that we're working with. She's great, and we're just getting all the engineers on board and the consultants, and kind of going through the motions. Like TD said, we'll go through some of the design elements here, probably in a separate video series.
Sure.
We'll go over it here. Here's a brief look at what we've got going on so far as the 3D model. This was submitted to us kind of preliminary, but on this property we're looking at building, how many bedrooms are we doing this?
Well, the concept is going to be for 3 livable units. Mm-hmm. So we've got main floor is 1 livable, basement floor, which is on the elevation with the pool deck, would be second, and then the pool house, obviously on the pool deck, would be the third rentable space. So kind of a corporate family type retreat with a pool.
Yeah. So there'll be living options as far as kitchens and everything like that on in every living space, which would be pretty neat. And it's a beautiful area too. It's very historic. There is I think there's an oldest church or something like that.
Yeah. So our neighbor is I think it's the John's Baptist Church. I can't remember the exact name, but they are an old, tiny 1-room church, no bathroom, pre-1800s, and they've got cemeteries, or sorry, not cemeteries. They've got people buried, gravestones that are that are 1800s.
Right.
On this tiny little hill. That's our neighbor. It's a historic church. The town is a historic Hawaiian town, Kapa'au, and it is King Kamehameha I's original birthplace. So the first King Kamehameha is from Kapa'au, from that district, which is called the Kohala district.
Awesome.
And that's where my grandfather, who was a Lincoln originally, his mom was Lincoln, grew up on that ranch.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The Lincoln Ranch. The Lincoln Ranch was all of Kohala. Now, I'm not a Lincoln, and I wish I had that money, but they were a wealthy family. My grandfather's mother was a Lincoln.
Gotcha. Really cool. So family ties back to the old Hawaiian town, and then now we have property we're building on out there. So it'll be an exciting project.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I'm excited to get out there. So here's just kind of a quick look at the 3D model one more time, and as we progress through this design and some of the details, as we outline some of the details, as we get closer to submitting for construction or construction documents for permits, then we'll go over some more videos on that. And we'll have lots of details as well.
Yeah.
So currently, as of today is the 3rd of November, 2022. We are working to have the well permit submitted.
Yep, we're done with design. We've got all that stuff pretty much. I mean, we're not done with CDs, but we've got the flow and everything set the way we want it. We've got everything sized the way we want it. So now, it's more of the designer's side to just fill in the unknowns.
Fill in the unknowns, and then hopefully get the bodies out there to perform the work prior to construction and breaking ground.
Yep. So. Yeah. That'll probably be next year.
Yeah.
Next spring, hopefully. We're going to submit drawing this winter.
So, we are submitting for the Ohana as well.
Yeah. Yep. That Ohana is the pool house that I mentioned.
Yeah, it's a separate structure, as you can see, that requires its own permit as well to build on there. So the well application and then the Ohana permit are what we're looking at right now. Pretty cool property. It's a little challenging. I know we had some challenges with the site layout as far as getting everything to fit and everything we wanted on that site to be there. Because you have setbacks and you have your lot lines like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Then you have to account for driveways and parking, septic, field, all that good stuff. So so that is the Hawaii project that we're working on, and we will start a video series on that as soon as we get closer to that. I'm sure everybody will be excited for that.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
So next, then, we would talk about the event center. We haven't got a name yet, but we're going to refer to it as the event center. And process on that, we are stepping through now. There's nothing hairy on the lot. We don't have design. We've already met with county planning over the purposes and the zoning and what would be allowed. So we've got a plan that we know is allowable, and now we're stepping through design. And that is basically a 4,900 square foot, 77 by 70, 4,900 square foot building that will have a main hall, bathrooms, off of it, storage closets, catering services off of it, as well as a bride's quarters upstairs. And we got some unique ideas on how to do that, mixing in some of the lookout towers that we've looked at for the Forest Service before. We like that idea. Now, some people have no idea what we're talking about, but it's a really fun it's a really fun building. We've built some for the Forest Service.
Just backing up a little bit, I don't think we've introduced this to the channel yet.
Oh, God. Get us all over.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So TD kind of went through some details, but we acquired some property out in Gig Harbor, Washington.
Yeah.
It's a central area that we're looking at for weddings and events. Not a whole lot out there. We've done a lot of research as far as event centers in the area, wedding venues, reception, halls, venues, that sort of thing. Contacted some caterers. I know you talked to some caterers about the shortcomings of the existing wedding venues that are out there. There are some really popular ones here in the Pierce County area that they're booked out all the time, but they have 2 bathrooms. And literally 2 people can use the restroom out of a group of 300.
Yeah.
So something like that is a huge struggle for usage in the hall or the event center, and then a catering room for staging as well. So something like that. Very beneficial and very attractive to potential, people to rent.
Yeah, for anything, parties, events. We're excited about it from a builder's perspective because it does give us the opportunity of doing some high-end things that we're excited about. And I'm sure we'll show you some pictures. But again, the process, I should say, to step back, what Mitch was talking about, is first, whenever we do these designs, we've got to come up with a concept that fits zoning. And then step through the design of it and make sure it flows the way we want. That we have the parking we need, like he's talking about, we have bathrooms that we want, and that we're meeting the local regulations for whatever use we plan on using.
Right.
So that's the process that we're stepping through now. The fun part of the design part of it for us as builders that we're excited about is, we like some of our more aesthetic building specifics or details, I should say. So with ICF, we have very thick walls. And so we have some ideas that we're going to show you that how to celebrate those thick walls, both with doors and windows, various openings.
Yeah, so I'll pull this up on the screen right now, but we just have these to remind us. So, for example, we have these sorts of floor to ceiling windows, but you can see the depth of the actual wall itself. We can go probably 2 to 3 times deeper than what you're seeing there on the screen as far as the window sill.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, our normal wall thickness is about 14, 16 inches. You've got 6 inches of concrete at a minimum, 3 inches of foam. So, then you've got your siding and drywall.
Yeah.
So when you add the trim on inside of that, or whatever you're doing with your windows or doors, you've got basically close to a 2 thick, and you can make them thicker.
Yeah.
There's 12 inches, 24 inch. I mean, so we can make those walls as thick as we want, but we like the thickness, and so what we've talked about to celebrate that thickness is the courtyard we're looking at here is our courtyard floor to ceiling window doors that we've talked about. This double door idea would basically put 2 doors, one there would be windows that would allow you to open the exterior wooden floor to ceiling arch door.
Yeah.
And allow light in. So close them, window doors are protected, the wood's up, open them, you get window, you get light flowing in there.
Yeah,
and so
Yep. So you still get the beauty of looking out to the courtyard from the interior of the venue. But when they're closed, you have these beautiful grand doors that would be showing. So there are a lot of ideas that we're playing with. And having those thick walls allow us to do that. And these are just some photos of kind of some ideas that we have. So this is a covered patio on the outside of a building. And just to talk about this building a little bit, T, do you want to give some insight on this, what we're actually looking at?
Yeah, this is actually, if you've heard of the 101st Airborne and World War II, if you watched the movie Band of Brothers, then you'll know this building. This building is the Eagle's Nest, or Kelstein House, which is it's Hitler's house on top of the Swiss Alps. The 101st Airborne, which is pictured here, took this building, and at the end of World War II, and it's a real famous scene, but they raided the alcohol in there, and it's actually kind of funny, because when I went back there, I met with a 101st Airborne guy that was returning after, I don't even know, I think he said 60 or 70 years. He was returning because he had PTSD, and he was talking about returning and it making him feel better. The local newspaper had come with him and was videoing this guy visiting everywhere he'd been on the 101st Airborne. He'd been on D-Day, landed on D-Day, and then came all the way to Eagle's Nest. So
that's awesome.
It was pretty cool. But this building is really neat, and it's very much in line with what we're talking about. Very thick, chunky walls, big fireplace, wood, and kind of just rough, textured materials.
Yeah, and you can see, going back to that picture we were showing you earlier with the floor to ceiling windows, you can see in the Eagle's Nest photo here that I'm showing that the window casings on there as well are deep.
Yeah.
So we're trying to kind of replicate that look and feel of the walls. It makes it real grand, but then still bring in the elegance, of a wedding venue.
Yeah.
So,
and we really like this outdoor patio area. What we're thinking about doing is on the right and left sides of our courtyard, something similar with our covered patio area. Another idea that's in the Eagle's Nest is they have these corridors that are arched corridors. And those are really cool. One of the ideas that we talked about with our event center is a basement for the groom's quarters that would be kind of like, to the mine shaft, or, bringing up we talked about a lot of different ideas.
Something really cool and unique is what we're looking at.
A cool area for them to go hang out. Maybe a secret entrance, or exit down there up to the wedding area. We're just playing with some cool ideas that I think people will really like. One of the ideas I think you had was an old freight elevator that would go up to the bride's quarters or down to the grooms, and be fun way to get up
so
there.
If anybody could picture old freight elevator, or something with even just an old
with the double doors,
with the double doors, maybe the accordion style wire doors. Something real classic,
cool looking.
That might look like you lower into a mine shaft from a wedding venue. For the groomsmen when they get ready. So, just to recap, so what we're looking to build here, in addition to everything else we've built in this area, is a wedding or event center that has a bride's quarters that's up on a second level.
Like a bride's lookout, yeah.
A bride's lookout where she would get ready with her bridesmaids. And she'd be able to see out. She's got the view of the forest, view of the trees, possibly the mountain, wherever that sight line is. And then below her would be the main hall. We're looking to put a grand fireplace in there. And then also a real neat themed bar as well. Really, really cool venue as far as the main floor. And then using that freight elevator we were talking about, you can go up to the bride's lookout to the main floor or down into the, I guess you could call it a dungeon. However you want to theme it.
If you want to think about the groom as being discovered or gold, they're going into the mine shaft.
Yeah. So a themed groomsmen room where they would get ready. So they would be on opposite sides vertically of each other. So, obviously the bride never wants to be seen by the groom before the wedding. Bad luck, all that, superstitious thing. So it'll be a really cool venue. And everything will have a nice courtyard. We're looking at water features that help block out road noise, and we'll do some videos on that as well. We like to have these properties with ICF because it really showcases, the efficiency for one, but also the sound deadening of ICF.
Very quiet.
You can build next to a busy road and not have to worry about the sound, impeding on a wedding or an event.
A lot of theaters are built out of ICF now.
Yeah, a lot of theaters,
churches,
some multifamily complexes to divide the rooms and the units. They're using those as well. So it's going to be a really cool wedding venue, and I think it's going to kind of knock it out of the park here in this area and remedy some of those pain points that the existing wedding venues have currently.
And we're doing some R&D this summer over waterproofing of the concrete and some of the ideas that we have for ways that we can make our water features stand out even more so.
Right. So not only will it be awesome and beautiful, but it'll have function as well.
And a lot of noise. That's the goal in the water features, is to wash out that road noise. So it's a fun project.
We're getting excited for that. We have a new designer on board for that as well. So that's early on in the design. We've given our design ideas. We've had one design review meeting, and we're waiting on the revisions on that. And we'll keep everybody up to date. That'll be a separate playlist on the channel here. So trying to keep everything organized, because now we have a few on the channel.
Well, and that's a good point. We should probably we've introduced Harborview.
We've introduced Harborview Drive. So that's another Gig Harbor property that we had acquired for quite the deal, and we went through kind of the Department of Ecology and the how should I say, the restrictions or
environmental cleanup.
Environmental cleanup issues in the previous video. But just to recap, we had acquired the property, looking to build, had lots of support from the local community over there, which is awesome. We're looking to build a fisherman's wharf. I'll throw some footage of that. I know I put it in the last video, but I'll throw some footage of it up right now. So a fisherman's wharf and possibly a dock that connects all the way.
Or a boardwalk,
Or a boardwalk that connects all the way along the side of the property.
The waterfront.
It'll connect everything.
It's a cool property because it's got waterfront, and I think we've talked about this, and then it's got Harborview front. So we've got two commercially available sides, I guess, to the same lots. So if we can, our goal is to open up the boardwalk to public. The city wants that, and the mayor actually reached out and wanted to meet and talk about it. We really don't have anything to show them yet, but we're excited about their excitement. And that's a cool building. We probably are in the wait list. We just finished the cleanup. That's all done. We're super ecstatic about how smoothly that went, and now we think we've got everything. We think we're done. We're submitting, and the next step is we'll be enrolled. I think we're already enrolled in the voluntary VCP voluntary cleanup program. They'll assign a project manager to us who's part of the DOE, and then that PM will review our reports. We've also submitted all the previous reports to them, so they will have everything in our report. And we just wait to see. If they ask us to do anything else, then we'll do it.
Yep.
If they think we got it all, then we're done. And we did do extra steps. So we went and tested groundwater. Mm-hmm. We tested areas that, weren't even above cleanup threshold. But I think we got everything. And knock on wood, it's a really nice building lot.
Yep, and it's in the historic downtown Gig Harbor area, so
it's great.
Very valuable area as far as owning property. If we can get this pushed
once
through,
it's all done,
once it's all done, we'll get design going and come with some awesome ideas, whether it be some commercial,
I love the Fisherman's Wharf idea. I mean, and it sounds like the city's excited about that, so that's great. If that works out, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, it's turning out. So we've got 3 focuses right now on the private project side. We've got Hawaii, just to wrap up here. We're going on, 20 minutes or so. We've got the Hawaii project that is currently in design. I'm really excited about that. We've got the wedding venue here locally in Gig Harbor that is currently in design as well. And then we have the Harbor View waterfront property that was submitted to the Department of Ecology. So we're just waiting on word back on that. So, and then we'll have some pretty cool videos coming up as far as the waterproofing that TD was talking about. We're looking for some new products, some coatings that can kind of withstand the elements, maybe withstand some heat for hot tubs, jacuzzis, that sort of thing, to go over some of the custom concrete that we've done. So we'll be testing that. We'll be ripping some old coatings off some old concrete, applying some new, and we'll make sure to get video of all that as well on the way to put that out so people can kind of get an idea the type of products that are out there.
Yeah.
So awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a while. Hopefully we can get these videos more regularly. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
Andy, anything else?
No. Sorry it's taking so long.
Yeah. Sorry it's taking so long.
Try and do it more often. We have a lot we didn't talk about. I apologize, but we're really excited about it, and we'll cover it all in the next videos.
Sounds good. All right, everybody have a great day. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below or email us at info@macnac.com.
All right. Perfect. All right.